Ever feel like your WordPress site is moving in slow motion? Switch to Kinsta's managed hosting for WordPress and watch it fly. Host your site on Google Cloud's fastest servers with worldwide data centers so your pages load instantly. Need help? WordPress experts respond in under 2 minutes and will migrate to your site for free. Try it yourself. First month free at kinsta.com. That's KINSTA.com. Kinsta. Simply better hosting.
Craftsman Days are here at Lowe's with big savings on the tools you need. Right now, get a free select tool when you buy the Craftsman V20 2-pack battery kit. Whether it's the backyard, the bathroom, or beyond, Craftsman has the tools to help you power through and get the project done right. Because DIYing is unpredictable, but your tools shouldn't be. Shop Craftsman at Lowe's today. Valid through 6/18 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to this episode of True Crime Time for Monday, June 16th, and I'm Woody Overton.
I'm Cindy Overton.
Recording this, a day early, so it's really Father's Day. So happy Father's Day, or belated Father's Day to everybody out there, right?
Happy Father's Day.
I hope y'all had a great one. I had a great one. Kids came in and everything. It was pretty cool. Got on my Lopa and Macklemore Whitetail Adventure hunting shirt and a hunting hat. If y'all will go check us out on YouTube, all our episodes will be posted with video on YouTube from now on. And we're almost a month away from our live show, Southeastern Louisiana University, Saturday, July 19th. And you can go to any of our social media and get tickets if they're still available. And we have a room block at Home 2 Suites at Hilton, and lifers coming in from all over the country. It's going to be a jam-up event. Alcohol sales and food sales ahead of time and during, and then the VIP afterwards. So y'all don't miss it. It's going to be old school, real life, real crime. Also, hashtag Justice for Bradley. Y'all go check it out. The story. I know everybody said they were crying and mad when they heard the first episode. Well, this Friday, you're going to hear the second episode, and it's only going to get worse and worse and worse. But check us out on TikTok. Got a lot of following, a lot of action on there, doing a lot of videos on it. I love and appreciate each and every one of you. And let's just get ready to rumble.
Yes.
The world is all effed up today. A couple things I'm going to talk about first. We're going to, not go back and forth or whatever. We'll just do it raw and unscripted. One is, and I don't really understand this because, I'm a veteran myself. And this is not political. I'm talking about just what's going on. Okay. So, a couple nights ago, Israel bombs Iran, takes out evidently most of its nuclear, capabilities and a lot of their top generals and shit like that. Iran turns around, sends 300 drones in to set off and attacks Israel, but then they fire 150 ballistic missiles, which they said that made the missiles that Israel fired at them look like firecrackers, and then it's been going back and forth. They're calling it a conflict. Motherfucker, I'm pretty sure that's called war.
Right.
Right? And so prayers for everybody on all sides. I don't care what you believe. I pray for the innocent people that are getting killed. That's a crime, on no matter which side you're on. And I don't know how it's going to end up. They're evacuating all our non-essential personnel and stuff like that. And Iran saying that they have direct proof that the U.S. is involved in the attack and all that. And of course, we're denying that and what have you. But holy shit, who needs another war?
Not us.
It's like
not the world.
Like another homicide. Who needs that?
None.
Right? And going on that and almost staying on a political note, I'm sure everybody's heard by now. We go to Minnesota, where this guy is a special kind of asshole, and the Minnesota governor Tim Walz is saying that they had some killings and shootings, and this it was state representatives and lawmakers and their spouses. Tim Walz, the governor, says the killing of Representative Melissa Hortman appeared to be politically motivated assassination. Yep. This dude was acting as a cop, and I'll tell you about him in a minute. And he got in close to him, and he shot 2 Minnesota lawmakers, and he killed one and wounded the other. But both of their lawmakers' spouses were shot. One of them died, and one of them hadn't died yet. So State Representative Melissa Hortman, who's 55, my age, She's the former Democratic Speaker of the House, and her husband, Mark, were killed in the attack early on the morning of Saturday, June the 14th. This all according to the governor. And Senator John Hoffman, who's 60, who's also a Democrat, and his wife, Yvette, both survived the shooting and are receiving care. He said, "We're here today because an unspeakable tragedy has unfolded in Minnesota. My good friend and colleague, Speaker Melissa Hortman, and her husband, Mark, were both shot and killed early this morning in what appears to be a politically motivated assassination." Now, y'all, when the cops are still looking for the dude that did it, they actually had a gunfight with him.
Jeez.
Yeah. They were able to catch up with him at Hortman's house, right, where he committed the murders. And they went into a full-blown gun battle. And he got away. But his name is, we're not going to say it much, his name is Vance Bolter, Boelter. And he's a 57-year-old. And look, I don't have to read it because I know the story. Once they found his vehicle, they found a manifesto and a list of political figures that he's going to kill and assassinate. And he also was supposed to attack some rally, whatever they call it, that they had all over the country this weekend. And so the Minnesota authorities were urging the people, don't go to these rallies because, I mean, he says in his plan, I'm going to attack it.
Yeah.
And, it also had to do with like abortion, shit like that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to give this dude any props. His bio is just this long security shit in the Congo and shit like that, and different companies. But he is on the loose, on the lam, and he actually sent a text message to a couple of his friends, different things, say, "Hey, I know you didn't know anything about this, and I'm probably going to be dead soon, but I know you didn't know anything about this, and I'm sorry," and stuff like that. But I don't know. It's just crazy. But he is on the run. The FBI has released photos of him. If y'all want to go online, it's everywhere. And they actually arrested his wife on later on. So later that day, they stopped his wife. She was in a vehicle with a couple other people, and they had passports and cash and all that. And so she's being detained by the police. They got her at 10 o'clock in the morning on Saturday. That's pretty good police work. But she was in a car with 3 other relatives, and they got her in a traffic stop in Onamia, Minnesota. And they had a weapon, ammunition, cash, and passports that were found in the vehicle. So she was actually driving the car when they stopped her, and according to the New York Post. Said a dozen law enforcement squads converged on the vehicle and remained on the scene for 2 or 3 hours. This according to eyewitness. And of course, y'all, at the time we're recording it now, it may change before Monday morning. This Vance asshole who killed these people for political reasons, which is just stupid, and he's still on the run. So I don't know.
Wow.
There you have the state of the world today. How's it rolling, right?
Not good.
I'm not going to go into all this stuff about him. Fuck him and what he did before. He's an asshole. He shouldn't have done it. And it just adds more fucked upness to the world today.
Yeah.
So you go, well, what you got?
Well, I got some more effed upness. I got a story of a 2-year-old little Bronx boy. And
You mean in
Bronx, New York.
Yeah.
And this little 2-year-old vanished. And we're in the Hunts Point neighborhood of Bronx, New York. And his name was Montrell, and he was wearing a white t-shirt and a diaper. The incident occurred on May 10th at 10 p.m. and he was last seen leaving a family gathering with his 20-year-old father, Arius Williams, that night. That was in the white t-shirt and a diaper at 10 p.m. But he leaves a Mother's Day celebration with the daddy, and surveillance video shows the duo together near Bruckner Expressway. And Arius never returns Montrell to his mother or grandmother as arranged. So the daddy never returns the son. Well, so then May 11th, nothing happens, and they apparently don't report him missing until May 30th. So the family searches and files a custodial interference on May the 30th. So this happened on May 10th. So 20 whole days have gone by.
Yeah, well, you can't put any speculation on that. I'm sure that they're trying to give the dad the chance to do the right thing or whatever.
Maybe.
I mean, if anybody hears those dates is going to think there's something nefarious or whatever, but who knows?
Yeah.
They didn't wait. They probably were in communication. We don't know. Speculation.
Yeah.
We don't do speculation, do the news.
So authorities conduct dive searches in the Bronx River, and the investigation turns towards the dad. On June 7th, there's a confrontation between Arias and Montrell's 17-year-old mother, and he threatened her with a knife and admits threw the N-word into the river.
He called it his own baby, the N-word.
Well, with the A, not the hard ER.
But
Yes. I know it doesn't. Yeah. I'm not saying the word, so this prompts the police involvement at that time when he says that. On June 9th, Arias appears in Bronx family court on the custody issue, but refuses to disclose Montrell's location. And the judge places him in custody for interference. And then on June 11th, now, because he told the mother I threw the N-word into the river, that's when divers from the New York Police Department Harbor Unit recover a child's decomposed body.
What?
Yeah. Near Ferry Point Park, beneath the Whitestone Bridge on the East River, and it's believed to be Montrell. On June 12th, Arias is formally arraigned on 2 counts of second-degree murder and manslaughter. So that story. That's what we know at this point. He went missing. He said he threw him in the river. Authorities found him in the river, and he was charged.
New York, gotta ask it. Does New York State have the death penalty?
Here's what I found.
I would have asked about Wisconsin earlier, but not Wisconsin, Minnesota. I'm pretty sure they don't have it. No, not since 2004. So you can throw your 2-year-old baby in a diaper and a t-shirt in the river, call him the N-word, throw him in the river, and you get to probably, I'm not going to speculate, you don't get put to death for it. Try that shit in Louisiana, see how it goes down. So, that being said, all right, y'all, planes, trains, and automobiles. All right, when you get on a flight, sometimes it's people got their knees in the back of your seat, or, you're stuck in the middle and people are close to you and shit like that. Mm-hmm. What point do you think it is that they're actually too close to you?
When they're on you?
Define.
In my world, if you touch me, you're too close to me.
Okay, well, let me tell you about Mr. William R. McLevy. He's 65 years old. He's traveling on a flight from Tulsa to Dallas on April 25th of 2023. And there was a lady sitting next to him.
Okay.
And evidently she agrees with you, but he started to touch her breast and her thigh. Fucking dumbass. So, and for that, he's facing up to 3 years in federal prison for repeatedly groping. See, he repeatedly grabbing, touching. So anyway, he was on a Southwest flight, like I told you, from Tulsa to Dallas, when he started to molest the woman next to him. This included touching her breast and inner thigh. I mean, you might could get away with like your hand brushing the outside thigh, right, but you going on the inner thigh? I know you can't get away touching the titty. But anyway, but on 4 occasions he did this. Like, reaching over, give me a little thigh, give me a little titty meat. And I mean, so guess what?
He's arrested.
He did it the first time, and she said, "Hey, dude, don't do that."
Yeah.
He did it again.
Yeah.
She's like, "Stop, motherfucker." He did it again. She's like, "Stop, don't do that to me." He did it again. And I mean, it's all in the complaint in the Northern District of Texas. Okay. So they go to trial and the victim testifies about it. And she told prosecutors she initially thought that the man had inadvertently touched her and his actions were accidental. But just a few minutes later, The victim made her feelings clear by forcefully pushing McLevy away and telling him to keep his hands to himself. She should have knocked that motherfucker out. And on the third instance of him reaching over and getting it, she described feeling trapped as McLevy again started to touch her. And she said when he went in for the fourth time, when he went in for the fourth time, the victim got loud screaming, "Get your fucking hands off me or I'll break your fucking hand," right? That's what you would have done. Now, this is in court. I mean, she had to testify about it. So the prosecutor said that her response gained the attention of fellow passengers who got the attentions of the flight attendants of the situation. And the flight attendants then moved McLevy to the back of the plane and called ahead to have the popo meet them when they arrived at Love Field, which I've flown out of 200 times. And once he meets the police, he said he had been vaping on the plane, the prosecutor said. And when speaking about his actions with the female passenger, he contended he had just flirted with this chick.
He's flirting with her.
This motherfucker's in his 60s.
That's
He's
flirting.
flirting with a chick.
That's flirting.
Remember, grabbing the titties and in the thigh. Now, during the trial, McLevy claimed to have no recollection of the incident because he consumed alcohol and marijuana gummies prior to getting on the plane.
Oh.
Yeah, that's not really going to work.
No.
So it says sexual assault aboard an aircraft is a federal crime investigated by the FBI. This according to FBI Dallas Special Agent in charge, R. Joseph Rothrock. He said, it is because of fellow passengers and the flight crew that the defendant was detained and charged for assaulting the victim multiple times. And guess how long it took the jury to find this asshole guilty?
2 hours.
30 minutes.
I only gave 2 hours because you said it takes like that, to pick the foreman and then get,
They're like, this dude's guilty as fuck.
Yeah.
And so he's been convicted. Good for them and hated for the victim. And hopefully some other asshole somewhere that's thinking about doing that is no longer going to want to do that. Look at this dude. I mean, wouldn't you just be receptive to, I'm showing it to YouTube. Wouldn't you be receptive to him grabbing your titty and your inner thigh?
I don't even know if I'd be receptive to you grabbing my on an inner thigh on a plane with someone else, the multiple people. And it is what happened. I got another baby story.
Oh, Lord. This episode is brought to you by IQ Bar, our exclusive snack and hydration sponsor. We're so excited to announce they've teamed up with Thomas Keller, Michelin star chef of the French Laundry, on 2 special edition products, a salted caramel chip protein bar and a yuzu mango hydration mix. Y'all, the salted caramel chip bar is officially my new favorite protein bar. It tastes just as dreamy as it sounds, sweet and salty and totally addicting in the best way. This collaboration grew out of Chef Keller's daily regimen of IQ Bar products and combines IQ Bar's nutritional excellence with Keller's culinary expertise. IQ Bar's plant protein bars are packed with clean and delicious ingredients that keep you physically and mentally fit. Example, the salted caramel chip IQ Bar has 12 grams of protein and only 1 gram of sugar, plus brain-boosting nutrients like lion's mane adaptogen. The Yuzu Mango IQ Mix is a refreshing zero-sugar hydration mix that marries bold flavor, essential electrolytes for your body, and lion's mane plus magnesium for your brain. Just mixed with water for the Michelin star taste and next-level hydration. With over 20,000 5-star reviews and counting, more people than ever are fueling their busy lifestyles with IQ Bar's brain and body boosting bars, hydration mixes, and mushroom coffees. When IQ Bar sent me the salted caramel chip IQ Bar and the yuzu mango IQ mix, I was blown away. I couldn't believe something so delicious could be good for me. I had never had yuzu before either. In case you don't know, it's a citrus fruit, a cross between a lemon, a grapefruit, and a mandarin, which pairs well with the sweet tropical essence of mango. And right now, IQ Bar is offering our special podcast listeners 20% off all IQ Bar products plus free shipping. To get your 20% off, text RLRC to 64,000. Text RLRC to $64,000. That's RLRC to $64,000. Regular message and data rates may apply. See terms for details. Did you know there's an online cannabis company that ships federally legal THC right to your door? And they found a way to combine THC with carefully selected functional ingredients to target nearly every mood and health concern you can think of. I'm talking about Mood.com's incredible line of functional gummies. And you can get 20% off your first order at Mood.com with promo code RLRC. Forget one-size-fits-all supplements that only get you high. Mood's functional gummies are optimized to kick in as little as 15 minutes and take you to the mood that you're looking for. Whether that's Mind Magic gummies for deep work and creativity, PMS support to ease cramps and balance mood swings, or their sexual euphoria gummies to help you feel ready for action and turn every touch into a full body experience. Look, y'all, you know I have trouble sleeping. I take the Sleepy Time gummy. I take a quarter of one before I go to sleep, and I sleep hard all night long. Never even move, wake up feeling fresh as a daisy. So listen, you can find gummies to just get you high pretty much anywhere these days. But Mood's functional gummies combine premium federal legal THC with targeted botanicals to help you get into that perfect mood, usually in as little as 15 minutes. And everything ships discreetly right to your door. No dispensary lines, no awkward conversations, just better days and nights delivered to your doorstep. Best of all, not only is every Mood product backed by a 100-day satisfaction guarantee, but as I mentioned, listeners get 20% off their first order with code RLRC. So head to Mood.com, find the functional gummy that matches exactly what you're looking for, and let Mood help you discover your perfect mood. And don't forget to use promo code RLRC when you check out to save 20% on your first order. Did you know your birthday doesn't tell the whole story when it comes to how old you really are? I've learned that your biological age, basically how old your cells and organs actually are, is one of the most powerful predictors of your long-term health. That's why I was so curious to try the True Age test from True Diagnostic. It's a super simple at-home test that helps you uncover your biological age and gives you insight into your risk for things like Alzheimer's, heart disease, even early mortality. I ordered it myself because I wanted a clearer picture of my health beyond just checkups. It blew my mind to learn that if your biological age is just 5 years older than your actual age, your risk of major illness can go up by 30 to 50%. That was a wake-up call. But what really motivated me was this. Up to 90% of biological aging is driven by lifestyle. That means how we eat, sleep, move, and manage stress really matters. And we can slow it down. True Diagnostic doesn't just show you your biological age. You get a full personalized report loaded with science-backed steps to actually improve your health over time. I'm genuinely excited to see my results and make some smart changes, maybe dial in my sleep, or rethink my supplements, or just build better habits overall. The whole process is easy. Just a quick finger prick at home, pop your sample into the prepaid mailer, and a few weeks later, your results are online with clear, actionable insights. If you care about protecting your health and want to find out what your real age is, head over to truediagnostic.com and use my code RLRC to get 20% off your entire order or subscription. That's truediagnostic.com and use RLRC at checkout to get 20% off. Your future self will thank you. Hey, you know what doesn't belong in your epic summer plans? That's getting burned by your old wireless bill. While you're planning beach trips and barbecues and 3-day weekends, your wireless bill should be the last thing holding you back. That's why I made the switch to Mint Mobile. With plans starting at $15 a month, Mint Mobile gives you premium wireless service on the nation's largest 5G network. The coverage and the speed you're used to, but way less money. So while your friends are sweating over data overages and surprise charges, you'll be chilling literally and financially. Say bye-bye to your overpriced wireless plans, jaw-dropping monthly bills, and unexpected overages. Mint Mobile is here to rescue you. All plans come from high-speed data and unlimited talk and text delivered to the nation's largest 5G network. Use your own phone with any Mint Mobile plan and bring your phone number along with all your existing contacts. I use this and you should too. And honestly, the switch to Mint Mobile was a no-brainer for me. The service is just as good as my old provider, but my bill is a fraction of what it used to be. I haven't had any dropped calls. My data speeds are solid, and knowing I'm saving money every single month, that's the real win. This year, skip breaking the sweat and breaking the bank. Get your summer savings and shop premium wireless plans at mintmobile.com/RLRC. That's mintmobile.com/RLRC. Upfront payment of $45 for 3 months. 5 gigabyte plan required, equivalent to $15 a month. New customer offer for the first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees are extra. See Mint Mobile for details.
I know.
Baby babies.
Baby babies. This is a story of Nola Dinkins, and she is a 3-year-old in Newark, Delaware. And around 7:15 p.m. on June 10th, which was a Tuesday, 31-year-old Darian Randall called 911 in a panic. And she told officers that...
911, what's your emergency?
Right.
Man.
She told officers that she and her daughter, Nola, had been walking on Ginger Road in Newark when a man with a gun approached them. And she said the white male forced Nola into a dark SUV.
Okay.
And it was driven by a white woman, and it sped off. So that's what she tells 911. Police immediately issued an Amber Alert all across Delaware, and they called in federal agents, including the FBI, and initiated a search that spanned multiple states. Obviously, because that's, you always say those states up there are like as small as our parishes here. Right. So almost as quickly as the alert went out, it was canceled. Within hours, detective began to suspect something wasn't quite right.
She not be tough. Yeah, look, I've had it, and I had cases that I talked about on Real Life Real Crime original. You get there and you're like, you be fucking lying your fucking ass off, right? And now, we got everybody in the world looking for whatever, and you're full of shit.
And you're crying wolf, or it's not even wolf, it's just made up a whole lie.
You ran across this whole muddy ass field, and I'm looking at you, and you got black leather clean shoes on, and you don't have a drop on you yet.
Exactly. Yeah, you're doing crack in a van with some,
And they took your van.
Yeah. But where she was at and where she said the incident had occurred, there should have been surveillance of that footage.
Worked those too. And asked Susan Smith. She said, "Oh, they got me at the stoplight. Well, the motherfucker, the light doesn't turn unless it's pressure activated." She didn't know that.
Yeah. So then they noticed that there were inconsistencies in her timeline. So they pushed her. They, did like a Woody Overton on her, and she cracked. So this was the real timeline, according to court records.
Tell me the real.
Darian Randall confessed that no one had abducted Nola. She told detectives that the little girl had actually died the day before.
Holy shit.
On June 9th at their home in Northeast Maryland. She claimed that she hit Nola 15 to 20 times with a belt, and after the beating, the 3-year-old was unresponsive. Instead of calling
my daddy used to rightfully say, beat me with a belt. And then every time he hit me with a belt, I deserved it, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I really did. But I'm pretty sure I wasn't 3 fucking years old getting hit 20 or 30 times. I mean, even when I was, 12, 13 or whatever, and he was whipping me with a belt, he'd never hit me 20 or 30 times. That's fucking ridiculous.
Well, 20 or 30 times on your bottom is a lot different than...
Even that's what I'm saying. Nobody deserves to be strapped 20 to 30 times on anywhere. For whatever they did.
I 150% agree, but you're not going to kill a child by hitting them on their bottom with a belt. You usually think a spanking is on the butt, right?
Yeah. Well, they didn't say that.
They didn't say that, but we're hitting her 20 to 30 times with a belt. And after the beating, she was unresponsive.
This
Instead
is
of
Maryland.
instead of calling,
Does Maryland have?
Okay, I found this on the web for Does Maryland Have It?
Because I can only see the story ending one way. No, they do not. They have had it in the past, but don't have it now.
okay, well, it gets pretty bad.
I can only imagine. That's why I went ahead and looked it up, because I'm sure Nola is dead AF. And you said it was her mama, huh?
Yeah.
Well, I should have done the effed up family, but
So instead of calling 911 after she was unresponsive, Randall and her boyfriend, Cedric Antoine Britton, wrapped Nola in saran wrap.
jeez Louise. Saran wrap. I guess they were out of blankets or something.
Placed her in a suitcase, and left her in their basement. The next day, they went to sleep.
Yeah.
The next day, they drove the suitcase across the state line and dumped it in a vacant lot in Hartford County, Maryland.
That's how they roll. Nothing says it's time for family matters. Sorry, I didn't press that one ahead of time, but I didn't know this family was going to go to these lengths. I mean, wrap them in saran wrap, or the baby in saran wrap, put it in a suitcase. First of all, you will sleep on it, and then get up in the morning, have your coffee, and then say, we're going to drive her across state lines.
And so,
or him or her.
They put her in the vacant lot, and then detectives questioned Britton and the boyfriend, and he even drew a map to help them find the body. So the body's found on June 11th. That Wednesday afternoon, police located the suitcase, and inside were human remains.
I want to open that fucking suitcase.
Because you know what you're going to find. A baby wrapped in plastic
and saran wrap.
Yes. So while authorities are still awaiting confirmation from the medical examiner, investigators are confident the body, of course, is Nola. I mean,
who else is going to be? They drew him out.
So Darian Randall, the mom, is facing multiple charges in both Delaware and Maryland, including first and second degree murder, first degree child.
Maybe they have a chance. Let me see. Does Delaware have the death penalty? There's hope for us. There's hope for us yet, y'all. Let's see. Nope. Delaware doesn't have it. Never mind.
First,
definitely wasn't the flu anyway. They could try and say, hey, well, we don't really know she was dead until he got over here, just so give them the needle or whatever they use, but they don't use it.
First degree child abuse resulting in death, filing a false police report, and failure to report a child's death. And she's being held on a $1 million bail in Delaware and is awaiting extradition to Maryland. Her next court appearance will be June 23rd. Britton, who is 44, was arrested in Maryland and charged with accessory after the fact, and along with evidence tampering and failure to report a child's death. But he's been released to home detention on a $75,000 bond.
Nice. He gets to sit at home watch Netflix. I don't know if they make enough saran wrap. They ought to saran wrap them together, put them in a suitcase, and go bury them somewhere. Well, you know what? I'm going to take you to a place that absolutely has the death penalty.
Okay.
And I'm going to Florida.
Okay.
And I'm going to tell you about a case. And this is why we have the death penalty. And I know a lot of y'all hate me being a sticker on the death penalty, but you haven't talked to the motherfuckers, looked at these people in the eyes and seen the dead bodies that I've seen. But there's a guy named Anthony Wainwright, right?
Okay.
He's been living in Florida for the last 30 years.
Okay.
Right. Because he went to Winn-Dixie parking lot 30 years ago. And y'all, if you up north, you're not going to know about Winn-Dixie. That's probably our favorite grocery store down here, or besides Aldi or whatever. But it's mainly a southern thing. And actually their headquarters, we're working on another murder case I had, and their headquarters is in Jacksonville. So, but anyway, he went to the Winn-Dixie parking lot 30 years ago, and he did him some damage. He raped and kidnapped and killed a young lady. All right. Now I'm going to tell you all about it. He's 54 years old. And guess what? he got a date with the devil
Good.
tomorrow
Oh,
on Tuesday, right? And at the Florida State Prison in Rayford, Florida. But let me tell you what this monster did. He went to that parking lot where he met 23-year-old Carmen Gayhart. And this isn't, but it's just fucked up. But he wasn't by himself. He had another dude with him named Richard Hamilton. And they had escaped from a prison in North Carolina, stole guns and a car, and drove to Florida. Well, motherfucker, you should have went to Maryland if you were going to do it. Or Delaware, they wouldn't kill you for it. On April 27, 1994, these two longtime dirtbaggers who are on the run now, okay, you just think about this. You're already in prison for whatever. You escape. You're on the run. You know you're going to rape and fucking murder. You think those people deserve to breathe? I don't.
No.
But on April 27th, 1994, they saw Gayhart, who was a young mother of two. They got her at gunpoint as she was loading groceries into her car. They stole her car and kidnapped her, right? Wainwright and Hamilton raped Gayhart in the back seat and tried to strangle her, but they're just inept at that. Then they shot her twice in the back of the head. Yeah, execute her. So Wainwright and Hamilton were arrested the next day in Mississippi because they still on the run. But guess why they got arrested? They got in a fucking shootout in Mississippi with the police.
Oh, my gosh.
Did they deserve to breathe? No. The U.S. Supreme Court denied several Wainwright's appeals and maintained that he will be executed Tuesday around 6 p.m. And this death warrant has been signed by Florida Governor Ron DeSantis. Now, Gayhart's sister, Mary Davy, told the AP that they've waited far too long for justice. It's ridiculous how many appeals they get. You have to relive it again because they have to tell the whole story again. And she told the AP that she was overcome with emotion when the governor signed the death warrant for Wainwright. Both her parents had died while waiting for him to be sentenced to death. And she is definitely going to be there for his execution tomorrow.
Response.
So Davy told the AP outlet that she wants her sister to be remembered and for others to know that she was loved. She said, "There's nothing that would keep me from seeing this all the way through. I'm looking forward to getting the last pieces of paperwork that says he's been executed to put in the book and never having to think about Anthony Wainwright again." Yeah, go ahead and fuck around in Florida because the Wainwright will be the 6th person to be executed in Florida this year.
Wow.
And I don't know about his compadre and partner in crime. Maybe they got him already, maybe they didn't. But that, ladies and gentlemen, doesn't make up for the two babies that you talked about today, who neither one will get the ultimate justice. But you know what? Hell or jail. I guess it really doesn't matter. Right?
It matters. I mean,
it matters to the people that are going through it. I can tell you that.
Parents that probably died early death, suffering from.
Yeah. But you know, let's talk about something else real quick. I always talked about OnlyFans over the years, and the still cannot log in OnlyFans.
Okay.
We need to work on that together. And I don't know what the deal is. Maybe got some kind of block on my phone or something, but I can't get it. And I always say, lifers, send me your OnlyFans login so I can log in, but nobody's done it yet. OnlyFans is not always a nice place. Now, y'all go check out our TikTok, Real Life, Real Crime. I'm really posting every day something about, usually it's about Bradley Strassner.
Yeah.
And it's hashtag justice for Bradley Strassner. But let me tell you something. I can say what the fuck I want to on here, but you don't say murder on TikTok.
No.
I said murder.
It was a murder in a title. It was a title.
Oh, it was title in the murder that we were doing the daily updates on our true crime show.
Now
they flagged us for it. And then back last time Minnesota was in, we shot a bunch of wild hogs, and the only way to get them out is to lack of a better term, hog time.
Yeah.
And we would put a bunch of chains and the straps on the legs, and you pull them to where you process them at. And I put the video in there. I didn't know this because I was going to my analytics because we've grown so much in the last week. And they pulled that video. They flagged that video.
And then they flagged the video. You went to go save that body in the burning car.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that
video.
You ever notice how the smallest changes can completely reset your mood? like lighting a candle or cracking a window or slipping into a bed that actually feels like it belongs in a luxury retreat. We've been switching things up for the summer over here, and let me just say, refreshing your bedroom with avocado green mattress bedding is totally a game changer, y'all. You already know Avocado for the certified organic mattresses, but their bedding is next level. I'm talking soft, breathable, and sustainably made pieces that don't just look good, they feel like an upgrade for your whole life. Their organic cotton sheets, GOTS certified and insanely soft, like sleeping in a fancy hotel. And their natural linen duvet just gets better every time you wash it. Light, airy, and built to last. We sleep better when we sleep cool, and natural materials like these don't trap heat the way synthetics do. Avocado's bedding helps regulate your temperature all night long, which means no waking up sweaty, no tossing and turning, just good, deep sleep. What I really love, though, you're wrapping yourself in responsibly sourced comfort. These materials are organic, renewable, and ethically made. Better for you and better for the planet. That's what Avocado is all about. Mission-driven sustainability without sacrificing luxury. Head to avocadomattress.com today to save 10% on all bedding and 50% on clearance bedding. Avocado, dream of better. Hey, lifers, Woody Overton here, and I want to talk to y'all about something that's come up around our house more than once lately: hormones. Now, I can't speak from personal experience on this one, but I've seen it firsthand with Cindy. There were days she'd be feeling drained, overwhelmed, even a little off. We couldn't figure out why. She was eating right, taking care of herself, getting things done like always, but something just wasn't clicking. Turns out it wasn't just stress. It wasn't just being tired. She took this free 2-minute quiz from a company called Happy Mammoth, and it gave her some serious insight into what might be going on with her hormone levels. After answering just a few simple questions, she got personalized breakdown, and one of the main things it pointed out was that her body may be overloaded with estrogen. That's when we found Hormone Harmony, Happy Mammoth's plant-based herbal formula designed to support your hormone levels, stress response, and overall well-being. Since Cindy started taking Hormone Harmony, she said it's made a noticeable difference. Things like occasional bloating, low energy, and those mild mood dips, all less frequent. And it didn't take a huge lifestyle overhaul to see those changes. Just a small daily habit that fit right into her routine. Now listen, this isn't some one-size-fits-all deal. This quiz gives you personalized recommendations so you can understand what's going on in your body and what might help you feel better. Whether it's Hormone Harmony or one of their other hormone support products, you'll know exactly where to start. And here's the thing. Happy Mammoth has helped thousands of women. They have over 40,000 5-star reviews, and a bottle of Hormone Harmony sells every 24 seconds. That many folks can't be wrong. Ready to start feeling like yourself again? Head over to happymammoth.com and take their free 2-minute hormone quiz today to find the ultimate answer to your stubborn hormonal issues. And for a limited time, you can also get 15% off your entire first order with my code RLRC at checkout. That's HAPPYMAMMOTH.com and use the code RLRC for 15% off today.
Real Life, Real Crime, the podcast is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Fiscally responsible, financial geniuses, monetary magicians. These are the things people say about drivers who switch their car insurance to Progressive and save hundreds. Because Progressive offers discounts for paying in full, owning a home, and more. Plus, you can count on their great customer service to help you when you need it, so your dollar goes a long way. Visit Progressive.com to see if you could save on car insurance. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary, not available in all states or situations.
If you're over 35, you're just not feeling like yourself, maybe your sleep is off, your energy's low, your mood's up and down, or your sex drive has disappeared. It's easy to blame it on stress or just getting older. But what if it's not just that? What if it's your hormones? Perimenopause and menopause can start earlier than most people realize, and they can affect nearly every part of your life. The good news is you don't have to just deal with it. That's where Effecti comes in. Effecti offers modern, personalized hormone therapy, including bioidentical estradiol and progesterone, to help bring your body back into balance. Whether you're dealing with hot flashes, mood swings, brain fog, or just feeling off, Effecti's treatments are designed to help you feel like you again. You could choose from 3 forms of estradiol: patch, gel, or tablet, and they offer progesterone tablets too. All prescribed by licensed doctors, all online, no guesswork, no hidden fees, just real relief. I've seen firsthand how powerful hormone therapy can be. My wife, Cindy, was dealing with a lot of stuff: trouble sleeping, low energy, mood swings, and honestly, she just didn't feel like herself. Once she started learning about hormones and began treatment, everything changed. She started sleeping better, her energy came back, and I could see the difference in how she felt and how she showed up every day for work. It was like getting her back. And that's why I believe in what Effecti is doing. What I really like about Effecti is how transparent they are. No hidden fees, no subscriptions, just clear price, and you can cancel anytime. And look, you're not alone in this. They've got licensed doctors, real customer support, and they guide you through every step. It's not a one-size-fits-all situation, and it's all online. No waiting rooms or pharmacy lines. They deliver personalized menopause care straight to your door. If you're struggling with sleep, mood swings, low libido, or just don't feel like yourself, it might be time to look at your hormones, and Effecti can help. Right now, you can get $50 off at Effecti.com with code RLRC at checkout. That's EFFECTY.com and use code RLRC for $50 off. Start your journey to feeling better. They pulled that dude out of a burning car, but they ended up being dead. I didn't even know that I had a video. I didn't do it like that. I pulled up, and that was right outside of Liberty, and I pulled up and I was shooting. I could see the accident. I just pulled up my phone automatically, started doing it. Well, then it had just happened. Like, there was no cops there. There was nobody there. People were standing around. I'm like, okay, what's going on? And then I heard them screaming for help, and then I just took off running. I think I had my phone in my pocket.
Or you probably just were running with your phone in your hand.
I don't remember. Whatever it was, but it wasn't like I was running, filming.
Yeah.
And they were like, "Are you okay?" And the guy's going, and the car's on fucking fire. The driver is dead as fuck. His whole head is off. And the passenger, and he's like, his seat's all the way knocked back and whatever. And I'm like, get out of the way, get out of the way. We got to get him out. This car is going to blow up. And I drug him out and threw the stuff, and then got back in my vehicle, and my phone was still running.
Yeah.
But you really wouldn't want to post it anyway. I think I had edited out the parts of him moaning and stuff.
Yeah.
But I called the next day and he was dead. But anyway, I got off on a tangent. Let me tell you about some OnlyFans stuff.
So you were saying on TikTok you can't say certain things, but
TikTok,
OnlyFans you
TikTok,
can do.
You're right. I forgot.
Okay.
As a squirrel, as always. I start on one thing and get on a tangent. Yeah. But so in TikTok, you got to say schmurder or great or whatever.
Yeah.
So I have to learn that to not get in trouble. But anyway, there's a lot of videos there. Y'all go check it out. So they had an Italian banker, and he got sent to prison for,
I don't know.
Well, his prison sentence actually got upgraded to life behind bars.
Jeez.
Right? So what did he do, you ask? You might ask yourself. Well, he met an OnlyFans model
and killed her,
becoming upset because she wanted to move across the country to be with her 6-year-old son.
Oh, so you can't. I'm going to just kill you.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
So his name is David Fontana. He's 45 years old. He was resentenced to life in prison in May after being found guilty in 2023 of killing 26-year-old Carol Maltesa in January of 2022, leaving her young son without a mother. This according to La Stampa, the Italian newspaper. They report that Fontana killed Maltesa while they were filming a sexual video together that he arranged using a fake profile, catfishing, right, to communicate with her on OnlyFans. Fontana was found guilty of hitting the 26-year-old mother with a hammer. How many times?
23.
13. And he wasn't done. And stabbing her in the throat while she's tied up.
Oh my God.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Stab you in the throat. 13 hits with a hammer. That's fucking a lot. The minute there's longer than what my tapping was doing because you got to go back and forth. And stab her in the throat. And he's filming it. Anyway, while she's tied up. So the banker then cut Maltesi's body up into pieces. Yes, this gets better. And stored her remains for about 2 months in a freezer that he purchased on Amazon. Nice. So they said Fontana initially tried to burn the pieces of Maltesi's body at a rental home, but couldn't get it. Couldn't do it. So he later placed her body parts in plastic bags and tossed them off a cliff in Palline di Borno, which is a northern Italian town about 2 hours northwest of Milan. So while Maltesi remained missing, the Italian outlet Il Messaggero reports that Fontana impersonated her on the phone, telling her relatives and friends that she was due home soon and had been traveling. This motherfucker's, he's a banker.
Yeah.
Anyway, Maltesi's remains were eventually discovered in Palline di Borno on March 21st, 2022, more than 2 months after she was murdered, if you're on TikTok, on January 11th. Look at this cat.
He looks like he doesn't look like a banker.
See it on their YouTube. But so originally he got 30 years in prison and then for aggravated voluntary homicide as well as suppression and concealment of corpse. But it went to a court of appeals. This might be a little bit of Italian justice over there. And every year they're like, fuck it. Let's give him some more time.
Yeah.
Let's give him.
You want to appeal this? We'll give you some more.
Shout out to our Italian counterparts in the justice system. Went back, got him from 30 years to life, right? Fuck him, let him die in prison. I don't know if Italy has a death penalty. I don't even think I should ask. So real quick, that during the trial or during the appeal, the prosecutors said Fontana had become upset with Maltesi after she had plans to move to Benicio, which is about 250 kilometers east of Milan, to be with her son. And Fontana told Maltesi's son, who is now 8-year-old, and Maltesi's parents during his resentencing hearing in May. He said, I would like to apologize again to everyone, especially Carol's parents and to the son. I don't know if I will ever be forgiven for what I've done. I would really give my life to go back. Well, motherfucker, you
give your life
because of
Just
it.
give
right?
your life.
And
Sorry.
But he's paid 39,000 euros to Maltesi's young son as part of the court-ordered compensation.
It should be a lot more than that.
So one of the outlets that was covering the trial, and I'll end it with this, said that just days after his mother's murder, I remember she was missing for 2 months. He didn't know she was murdered yet. That the little boy was at his school and he could be heard telling his friends that his biggest fear was one day not being able to remember his mother's face.
Oh.
Right? That look on your face is the real deal. And it is what it is. And bad people suck. And I mean, 13 times to the head and 1 to the neck. There's a picture of her. She's pretty.
She was pretty.
And now the kid's orphaned, I guess. I don't know. So that's it for real life true crime time. Real life real crimes, true crime time for all the bad shit in the world today. At least groping on an airplane ain't funny, but I tried to lighten it up a little bit. Hopefully, hopefully that dude squeals like a little bitch when they stick him tomorrow, but whatever. It's not my place to press for that, but it's just how I feel.
I agree.
And I don't know about the rest of it. All right. # Justice for Bradley. Y'all. Also, Queens of Digital Marketing, or the Queens, which the series is dropping on Saturday. Go check it out. Miss Tina's story is just amazing. And what they're doing with these survivor thrivers of sex trafficking, which is, you really get the inside perspective from her point. She's something, really, really something, and blessed to be alive.
Yeah.
And she's blessing other people. So # Justice for Bradley. These things, I got to tell the story. I know people are pissed, and I know they're not pissed at me. They're pissed about where's Bradley, right?
Right.
Well, I'm going to tell you, if we were on TikTok, I'd say Bradley murdered. He's dead.
Yeah.
Bradley ain't coming back.
No.
Okay. But all the bad shit that has happened in this case, I'm going to tell it week by week. And as that goes on, the tip line is still open. And so y'all calling your tips. On that note, I recorded, but the tips will come. And we've gotten a bunch already. And they're going to keep coming as each episode drops. More tips are going to come. And on that note, I recorded last week with Sheriff Jason R. 2 episodes on Miss Barbara Blunt. Very interesting. And we'll share that when they come out. And that same tip line, 313-C-TIP, it is to be used for her case also. Please continue to call in your tips, even if you think I already have the information, which I probably do, but I may not. And I may have lost, your shit may have got lost in the shuffle somewhere. Put them all there together, and I will listen to every one of them. I will certainly respond and ask questions, and you can remain anonymous. I don't have to tell people anything.
Yeah.
Or you could tell me whatever, however you want it. You got a tip, let Woody over to know.
Yeah. Do you prefer them leaving, because I know we received a message the other day that said, call me back, I've got information, something along those lines. And that,
y'all, let me tell you, this is a very good question, son. Let me tell you about that. I need you, if you're going to call the tip line, you could say, hey, I will remain anonymous and check out this, or check out this. And if you want, call me back, and chances are I will. But I'm not going to just call you back and say, hey, I got a tip, call me back. You know why? Because there's murderers out there. And go check it out on TikTok. Actually, I'm going to do a TikTok about that today. There's murderers out there who want to know what I know. And so they'll feed me information, be like, oh, this, or try to throw me off the trail. Leave your tip. I promise you have my word. I will not share it unless you give me permission. Chances are I will be calling you back, and I'm not doing it because I'm smarter than you, smarter, and you can go fuck yourselves, because we're going to continue to work Bradley's case. Hashtag Justice for Bradley. Y'all please tag it everywhere you do a post about it. And thank you. I'm going to put the tip line up today on TikTok and talk about they need to leave you a little something. Yeah. Right. I'm not calling you blind. No. Period. And like one guy hit me up and was like, I have some information. I need you to come meet me. I'm like, no. Nah. If I do come to meet you, I'm going to be heavily armed. But I'm also smart enough and learn past cases, even during law enforcement. And he has to put that hit out on me, right? I'm not dumb. If you catch me, that means you caught me slipping, and I don't want my name on the wall somewhere because I got caught slipping. Yeah. Right. So anyway, it's very important to get hashtag Justice for Bradley. Look, hashtag Justice for Haley. So important. The district attorney of Cobb County has responded to several lifers, and herself. Yeah. Not an assistant, not her secretary. She's responded to him. Tommy from London, what's his name? You could be at the Real Life Real Crime, my live show on July the 19th. And he's from Lake Charles. Anyway, I'm having a brain cramp on names, but she responded to him also. Yes, I told Miss Barbara the other day it was 2 people, and I cannot believe I'm because it's okay. We got a lot of shit going on, y'all, but you know who you are, and you didn't do it to get your name called out, and we'll call it out next time. All right, I'll remember it next time. But I remember the post he did. But anyway, that they're coming to the live, yeah, which is awesome. So we see you there, and I'll buy you a beer there, sir. All right, for sure. And then, but we've taken that case as far as we can take it. Right now, the Cobb District Attorney has her top people and the cops re-investigating the case. That's all we can ask for. Yeah. You can't ask more than that, because this dude wasn't going to get dick until we brought the heat. Lifers brought the heat. And now, Miss Barbara and lifers, listen, you do not want a homicide investigation to be over in a week, okay? It may take months and months. It doesn't matter as long as they're investigating, which is way more than what we had before. And she got news coverage that which she was wanting for Haley, and rightfully so. But the main thing is I believe they're coming back, and everybody that heard the stories, we believe that they're going to come back. We won already because we've gotten Haley's case open with real professionals looking at it, in doing their job. Now, if they come back and they can't get enough, it won't be because they didn't try.
Right.
But there's stuff going on. You don't want it rushed, people. Don't hit the DA up and say, you can give them an attaboy and a thank you, but don't hit them up and say, can you give the mom an update? No, they'll give the mom an update when they're ready.
Right.
And every time they have to stop and look at that, you're taking seconds away from them investigating.
Exactly.
It's going to take that much longer. So just give them attaboys. And we appreciate, and look, we've proven it time and time again. The lifers work. The tips work. The call to actions work. And we're going to do it again in Bradley's case. And then we're about to do it again in Miss Barbara Blunt's case. And we've done it successfully in Mary Puchos and Courtney Coco's. And it works because y'all care. And that's what this is about. And I promise you one thing, we'll get justice for Bradley. We're closer on Miss Barbara Blunt than we've ever been.
Right.
By far. And Haley's case is as close as it can be. Waiting on that. But wow, what a great day that'll be when they come back and indict for murder. And so we're going to do another one. We are going to continue to fight for these people that can't fight for themselves or have been fighting for all these years and getting their dicks stomped on.
Right.
I shouldn't have said dicks, getting their heads stomped on because they want to believe like Courtney Coco's mama did. For however many years, she wants to believe in the system's going to work.
Yeah.
Bradley, Morgan Baggett wants to believe all these years, 5 years and whatever, that, the detectives were still talking to her.
Yeah.
And that they were saying, yeah, we're doing this. Well, till they took to social media, but that's coming out of the story. So y'all keep liking, listening, and sharing. Share the day of the show. Share #Justice for Bradley. #Justice for Barbara Blunt.
Yes.
#Justice for Haley. These things mean something.
Queens.
It's beyond Queens of Digital Marketing. Absolutely. The queens, because they're helping people live.
Yeah.
And we're helping solve cold cases, these families that are hurting.
Yeah.
And holy shit, that's nothing more important to me than that.
No.
But Saturday, July 19th, you will get an old school live on stage in the theater. Woody Evans is going to rock the house. All right.
Yeah.
The VIP event afterwards. Y'all get your tickets if you haven't already. It will be posted, links in the show notes. And I've got nothing else for today because our kids are waiting outside and it's Father's Day. And I'm going to say happy Father's Day to everybody again, especially happy Father's Day to your daddy and my daddy who are in heaven.
Yes.
So, and all the daddies are in heaven.
Happy Father's Day to you.
Thank you, baby. I love you. And I'm Woody Overton.
I'm Cindy Overton.
The host of True Crime Time for this Monday. We'll holler at y'all later. Peace.
Stop by Sherwin-Williams and get 30% off select paints and stains June 13th through the 23rd. It's the perfect time to transform your space with color. Refresh your home inside and out with colors that make every space feel brand new. From cozy interiors to stunning exteriors, we've got the perfect shade for your next project. Shop the sale online or visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store. Click the banner to learn more. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.